Oh, I can't do this video like this. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Should you go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party or Disney's Jollywood Nights? Christmas at Disney World is magical no matter what you choose, but in the past few years, there's been a bit of a new dilemma introduced. There are now 2 after-hours Christmas parties that you can choose from. One at Magic Kingdom, the classic Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. The other at Disney's Hollywood Studios, glitzy Hollywood Tinseltown, which takes on a double meaning at the holidays, with Disney's Jollywood Nights. Neither of these are cheap, so if you can only go to one, which one is right for you? I'm here to help with that. Ho ho ho. I can't really do a Santa laugh. Ho ho ho. It wasn't that bad. So, the original party is Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party in Magic Kingdom. This party runs on select nights from early November to the week of Christmas, but not up to Christmas. The actual party happens from 7 p.m. to midnight, but when you buy a ticket to this party, you can get in as early as 4 p.m. Yeah. Pretty cool. In fact, one of our major tips for either of these parties is to skip the park day, the day that you're going to the party, because you'll be able to get a lot of rides in during the party if you want, as long as you're okay with not seeing every single party offering. So you can always do a skip the park day, but then just get there right when your ticket lets you in and start doing some rides before the party starts. This party is gonna have a lot of the classics: holiday entertainment, fireworks, a parade, holiday ride overlays, exclusive snacks, and of course, Magic Kingdom with lower wait times. Jollywood Nights is like the cool younger sister. This party runs the same span of time, early November to Christmas week. This party runs from 7:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. and you can get into the park at 5:30 p.m., which is an hour less time than you get from the Very Merry ticket. And it's the same vibe, but different. You've got holiday fireworks, holiday entertainment is really the star here, as are the exclusive snacks, and then a lot of rare characters, plus Hollywood Studios with lower wait times. Both are good options, truly. I really enjoyed both parties, but I think that the number one party is gonna be different for different people. First of all, the atmosphere is very different at each party. Both, of course, are holiday themed, but Mickey's Very Merry is gonna offer that classic Christmas atmosphere. You know, cookies, snow, just like jolliness. Whereas Jollywood, I now said the word jolly too much. Jollywood is more of that swanky old Hollywood Christmas vibe. So like tinsel and glitz and glamour, and you know, a lot of people dress up for Jollywood, and people wear, here's the big distinction in atmosphere. When people wear themed outfits to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, they wear Christmas pajamas. When people wear themed outfits to Jollywood, they look like they're walking a 1950s Hollywood golden age red carpet. Very different vibes. You don't have to wear either of those things, but you can. Now, honestly, the real value for a ticket of a holiday party is gonna be the entertainment. So you wanna listen close here because this is gonna be how you make your decision. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party has Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks, which is a beautiful Christmas exclusive fireworks that you can only see during this party. They also have Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas Time Parade, which is a wonderful Christmas themed parade that even has a float that smells deeply of cookies. Bake them cookies, Clarabelle. Is it Clarabelle on the cookie float? I think, yeah. What am I quoting? Bake them cookies, Lucille. Is that That's So Raven?
Bake them cookies, Lucille!
Wow. And you can find the Mickey's Most Merriest Celebration stage show, as well as smaller entertainment options and dance parties all around the park. You might see some fan favorite Frozen characters, for instance. You might see the Dapper Dans. Jollywood has some pretty interesting entertainment options. So just like Mickey's Very Merry, there are like smaller bands and singers all around. Like they typically do like a Latin band, and then there's a jazz band, a Tower of Terror. And then if you're in the Echo Lake area, it's like a 90s sort of vibe. The star entertainment offering here is the Holidays in Hollywood show on Sunset Boulevard, which is hosted by none other than Miss Piggy and Kermit in the flesh. In the felt? It's the Muppets! Miss Piggy and Kermit host this, and they are not on a screen, they are on that stage, looking glamorous. Of course, Miss Piggy looks glamorous. I say that because otherwise she'll come to my house and karate chop me. And it's not just them, you've also got like Mickey and Minnie, Belle, Tiana, live performance, incredible dancing, and don't let my dad hear I told you this, but seeing the Muppets in person can get pretty emotional for those of you who may have grown up on the Muppets, like me and my family. There's also probably one of the most unique stage shows that Disney has done in recent years with the Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along. This is a sing-along of Nightmare Before Christmas, but it also features Oogie Boogie there in the burlap. I wanted to say in the flesh again, but he also doesn't have flesh. in the bug. And you can see the giant Jack Skellington puppet that you can only really see on the castle at Halloween typically. And there are 2 performers here doing a very cool, very creative sort of like storytelling dance to go along with the sing-along. It's a fun show. I think it's really cool and honestly a little underrated. And I'm not even that big of a fan of Nightmare Before Christmas. Sue me. And they do have holiday exclusive fireworks with Jingle Bell Jingle Bam, but caveat, these don't hold a candle to the Very Merry ones. And you used to be able to watch these for free around the holidays at Hollywood Studios, and they've now just made them a part of the party. So I always feel a little like, I have to pay for these now. Doesn't make me feel good. There's also an ice skating show at Jollywood where literally they ice skate. Well, I think they're on like fake ice, like plasticky ice, but it's like an ice skating dance show. And lots of attractions obviously are open, but the 2 new shows for Hollywood Studios, Villains Unfairly Ever After and Little Mermaid: A Musical Adventure, will both be open during the party. So that's kind of the different vibes on entertainment. As you can see with Very Merry, it's kind of bigger, grandiose spectacle, whereas with Jollywood, it's kind of like classic, actual like shows, if that makes sense. We also have to talk about the difference in the food options. Mickey's Very Merry tends to have like a handful of savory options, but most everything you'll find is sweet. Also at Very Merry, you get complimentary cookies and hot chocolate. I don't have a microphone. And hot chocolate. You can just like walk up and get hot chocolate and cookies everywhere. It's great. Also, just a little side note, Beacon Barrel is open during the party, which is pretty cool. Jollywood Nights has sort of a wider variety of exclusive snacks overall. The food and drink is sort of a focus of Jollywood. If you haven't gathered yet, Jollywood Nights is a bit more geared towards grown-ups, teenagers, older kids, whereas Mickey's Very Merry is themed for everybody, your families, even down to your little babies. If you can keep them up until midnight, which you probably don't want to do. So lots of like specialty alcoholic drinks for the holidays around Jollywood and a lot of more savory options. There's even an exclusive holiday menu at Hollywood Brown Derby where they have a live musician playing, and the food here is really good. And I mentioned ride overlays in Magic Kingdom. That is a Very Merry exclusive. Jollywood does not have any holiday ride overlays, even though the rides are open. At Magic, you'll notice a couple. Tomorrowland Speedway gets a fun overlay. Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor has a Christmas overlay. Space Mountain, holiday tunes and holiday lights while you're on it. And Mad Tea Party gets some holiday music. The biggest overlay is probably Jingle Cruise, which is the holiday overlay of Jungle Cruise, but you do not have to go to Very Merry to see this. It's Jingle Cruise for everybody the whole holiday season. But I haven't even touched characters. Characters might be a major reason that you want to head to some of these parties because you can meet a lot of characters and some rare characters. So if you have a favorite character or your kid has a favorite character that you typically can't find in Disney World, you just might be able to find them during these parties. It's a long list, but I'm going to call out some of the super special ones. At Very Merry, you can catch Anna and Elsa in Christmas attire and Sally and Santa Jack. And in the past at Very Merry, we've seen Abu, the princes with their princesses, Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde, Tweedledee and Tweedledum, the White Rabbit, of course, Santa Claus, and a whole lot more. But at Jollywood, they kind of go even rarer than that. Some standouts include Phineas and Ferb, Max Goof in his Powerline outfit, Stitched but dressed as Santa, Baloo and King Louie, Jose and Panchito, Duffy the Disney Bear, Bing Bong from Inside Out, Clarice the Chipmunk, and Sadness, also from Inside Out, which is big for me. I'm not a big Inside Out fan, but I love Sadness. And I saw her dancing at the Pixar dance party at Jollywood, and that was one of my favorite things that happened to me last year. Now, characters can vary, so you never know who will be there, but they do have event guides that will talk you through them. And they confirm characters in advance of the party, so make sure you're checking out the website, and if there's a rare character you're really hoping to meet, go ahead and double check. Always subject to change, but typically, if they say they're gonna be there, 90% chance they will. Okay, you might think that you know what you're gonna decide, but you haven't heard the price, and there is a price difference. These are not made equal. For both parties, tickets do vary by the date you're gonna go. At Jollywood Nights, they start at $159 and go to about $199, where at Very Merry, they start at $169 and go to $229. Wow, that's expensive. Those are the 2025 prices, of course, but Very Merry is a lot more expensive. You get an extra hour in the park, that's true, but is that worth potentially an extra $130? I don't know about that. And I know that these are pricey, but this can be equal to or only a little bit more than an actual park day. So if you skip that park day and buy this ticket instead, that can make the spend a little easier to swallow. That being said, it's your vacation. If you want to rope drop Magic Kingdom at 7:30 a.m. with early entry and then stay all the way until 12 a.m. at Very Merry, more power to you. And also, what kind of coffee are you drinking and can I have some? And also, How are your knees holding up this well? I have a lot of questions for you. And while you're considering a couple other caveats, let's talk freebies. We talked about the cookies and hot chocolate at Very Merry while there's nothing at Jollywood, but that doesn't mean those are the only freebies. At Very Merry, you can also get a free ornament, which is cool. And also, like, one of my favorite things to hang on my tree are my Very Merry ornaments. And Jollywood does typically have a parting gift. The first year it was a lithograph. The second year it was 6 champagne-flavored gourmet marshmallows, which was a wild thing to be handed. Next thing to consider is entertainment. If you like fireworks and parades, you want like theme parky vibes, Very Merry is gonna blow you out of the water. That's the one to go to. If you want a stage show, live performances, then Jollywood's the answer for you. I do tend to prefer the entertainment at Jollywood a lot more than Very Merry. I think I like the vibe better at Very Merry, but the entertainment at Jollywood is just like, I'm a stage show person, so I love a stage show. Also remember, you have to consider how long you'll be at the party. Both of the parties are 5 hours long, but you get 7 hours in Hollywood Studios with your ticket and 8 hours in Magic Kingdom with your ticket. That said, you're also probably paying more for the Magic Kingdom party, so take that into consideration. And this next one is not important to everybody, but I know that some of you will consider this. Jollywood Nights does have a lot more access to adult beverages, alcoholic beverages. On top of that, they also do rare characters that are kind of geared towards 90s kids, a lot more live music and stuff like Hollywood Brown Derby, so it does feel like it's geared more adult. And that's not to say Very Merry is childish, it's just more all ages fun than Jollywood feels. And you will have the option for a cocktail at Very Merry with Beak and Barrel now, but of course that's a longer experience that you may not want to use party time for. So, to sum it up, make it super easy. You should pick Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party if you love a classic Disney atmosphere, you want to see fireworks, parades, and a family-geared Christmas everywhere vibe. And you can't wait to see it snow on Main Street, USA. It does snow at Jollywood too, but it's a bit more magical on Main Street. Sunset Boulevard, very pretty in the snow. Main Street, there's just something special about that. And if you've got young kids that you want to take to a party, I think Very Merry is where it's at. Also, if you've never been to Disney World or it's your first time at a holiday after hours party, Very Merry is your go-to. This one's the basic, the classic, the original, and the most Disney World. So you want to see this one before you see Jollywood. You should pick Jollywood if your party gear's a little older, and that means older kids who might be more into live shows too. Speaking of which, you should pick Jollywood if you love live entertainment and rare characters. They really take the cake at this party. And you should pick Jollywood if you're maybe a bit priced out of Very Merry. Jollywood is the cheaper holiday party. And that is probably what would boil down to me picking Jollywood over Very Merry. Overall, these parties offer very different experiences and vibes, but you can't really go wrong with either. And if you're still up in the air, we have full videos going through the parties every single year, so you can check those out on the channel now. Hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments if you are Team Jollywood or Team Very Merry. I'm very curious. This is a bet in the office, and I've got money on one of you guys. So I need to know what team you're on, so that, you know, it's a heated argument. Also, if this did help you, go ahead and like the video. That shows us that we were able to help, helps us make more content like this, and helps us out a whole lot. Plus, if you're not subscribed, get down there and hit subscribe. We upload tips, games, challenges, and more from Disney World and beyond all week, because we here at AllEars are pretty serious about fun. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.